Now this, a federal judge in California, William Orrick is his name, has struck down President Trump's sanctuary city order. It would have stopped sending federal money or grant money to cities who have sanctuary policies for illegals. California judge says you can't do that. Joining us now, Ken Paxton, good friend of the show, Texas Attorney General, and an opponent of sanctuary cities. We know that, Ken. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised that a California judge would do this. What are your feelings?
No, I mean, there's a reason they filed in California. This has been the strategy since Trump was elected. File in a liberal court, get the liberal court to overturn these executive orders, even if they're lawful and even if they're legal.
So where do you stand on this? You have sanctuary cities, obviously, in Texas. Do you give up now? I mean, the executive order's been turned down. Is this something that you don't believe a court will actually agree to?
No, I think a judge could easily determine that it's legal. All they had to do was make sure that it was tailored to what Congress allows, which there are certain grant programs that Congress has said, yeah, you can restrict these cities from receiving grant funds if they don't participate or they don't cooperate with the federal government. So this judge could have easily found that. Instead, he struck the whole thing down. Right.
Well, as you say, no big surprise in California. Next one for you, a U.S. Border Patrol agent mysteriously killed in Texas. The FBI treating the incident as an assault on a federal agent. We've been covering this story. One officer killed, another badly injured. Can you give us the latest on this story?
Well, obviously the FBI is still investigating. There's still lots to be known about this because there were no witnesses to it. So I think as time goes on, we're gonna learn more. But right now, the investigation's ongoing, and I think that's the reason that you saw a reward from the state of Texas and a reward from the feds because, look, we're still looking for information. Yeah,
this happened on an interstate. Is that right? They were responding to an incident. But other than that, it's very unclear as to actually what happened. And, there's an assumption they were attacked, clearly, but, the details still very sketchy.
Yeah, and that is the problem. Although, I guess they fell off an 8-foot embankment bridge into the sand. So it seems unlikely that both of them would be as beat up as they were. Obviously, one killed if somebody hadn't done this purposely.
All right. By the way, you're also seeking the death penalty for the suspect of killing a Texas state trooper in a traffic stop. Is that right?
That is not uncommon in Texas. If you kill a cop, we're likely going to seek the death penalty, and I would not be surprised if we do that every time.
Yeah. What are the circumstances of that, Ken?
You're talking about the one that just occurred?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens is that is typically a process that our local DAs deal with, but a lot of times these smaller counties will refer those to us. And if you're killing a cop, then we're very likely to look for the death penalty.
Also, I wanted to mention you have joined other attorney generals to stress to the Supreme Court to let President Trump's new travel ban stand. What's your thinking behind that?
Look, there have been 44 other travel bans that have been upheld. These are the first ones to be struck down. And obviously, they did it again in the liberal court. They asked the liberal court to overturn what we believe is completely lawful. There's a specific statute that gives the president the authority to do this. And so we stand with the president to protect citizens of this country.
But, critics, of course, just argue that this is just an attempt to block Muslims from entering the United States. That's the standard response to what you say.
Well, there's nothing in the travel ban that specifies any particular religion. What it does specify is it goes after countries that have a history of terrorism. So if you cannot do things like this, the president cannot do these things, then it puts my people in the state of Texas at great risk.
Right. All right. We'll have to leave it there. Ken Paxton, Texas Attorney General. Ken, thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. Have a great day.
You too.